Welcome to Storied Audio. Rob hadn't seen her name on his phone in years. So when it lit up his screen that night, he just stared at it. Emily. Memories came rushing back. The love, the relationship, and the breakup. No real goodbye. Just distance. Another state. Another life. Finally, with a slow breath, he picked up and answered. Hello. There was a pause. Then her voice, soft, hesitant, and achingly familiar. Rob, I'm so sorry for calling you like this. He closed his eyes for a second. It's okay. What's going on? It's Chloe, she said. My sister. She got arrested tonight. Rob frowned, sitting up straighter. Chloe. She's at the county jail. Emily continued quickly. Public drunkenness. I think she caused a scene. Her voice cracked slightly. I can't get there in time, and I don't want my parents to find out. Would you be willing to post bail for her? Rob didn't answer right away. Chloe had always been wild, unpredictable. But back when he was dating Emily, she'd been different. Still energetic. Sure, but lighter. Happier. She used to tag along with them sometimes. Joking, laughing, always teasing. One memory stood out more than the rest. They'd been sitting on the porch one summer night, Emily inside grabbing drinks. Chloe had looked at him with that mischievous smile and said, You know, I think I love you more than my sister does. He had laughed it off at the time, treated it like a joke. But later, sometimes, he wasn't so sure. I'll do it, Rob said finally. I'll go get her. Emily let out a breath of relief. Thank you. Really, Rob, thank you. Just, please let me know when she's okay. I will. Rob grabbed his keys. The county jail was too bright, the kind of place that made everything feel harsher than it needed to be. He filled out the paperwork, paid the bail, and waited. When they finally brought Chloe out, she looked rough. Messy hair, smudged makeup, tired eyes. And the moment she saw him, her face hardened. Hey, Chloe! No! She cut him off, anger flaring. I don't need your help. I didn't ask for you. Rob stayed calm. I know, but I'm here anyway. Let's just get you home. I said leave me alone, she shouted. Rob didn't budge. I'm not leaving you here, Chloe. They stared at each other for a long moment. Then something in her expression shifted. The anger softened. Just a little. Fine, she muttered, brushing past him. They walked out in silence. The drive was tense at first. Chloe stared out the window, arms crossed, jaw tight. Rob kept his eyes on the road. After a few minutes, she spoke again, but this time, her voice was quieter. I don't want to go home. He glanced at her. What? I don't want my parents to see me like this. Not tonight. She hesitated. Can I stay at your place? Just for one night? Rob nodded without hesitation. Yeah, of course. She looked surprised but said nothing more. At his house, things felt calmer. Familiar, even. He showed her the guest room, handed her a towel. There's stuff in the bathroom if you need it. Thanks, she said softly. After she showered, she came back out wearing one of his old t-shirts and a pair of sweats he'd found for her. Her hair was damp, her face clean. She looked younger, closer to the Chloe he remembered. They sat on the couch together, a quiet space settling between them. I'm sorry for yelling at you, she said suddenly. She looked down at her hands. I was just embarrassed. And mad. Not at you. He nodded. You gave those officers a pretty good show, from what I heard. She groaned, covering her face. Don't remind me. He gave her a small smile, then added gently, You shouldn't be out getting drunk like that, Chloe. Not to the point where you're getting arrested. I know, she said quickly. I messed up. There was sincerity in her voice. Regret. After a moment, she continued, quieter now. After you and my sister broke up, everything changed. She left. You stopped coming around. Her voice wavered. I lost both of you at the same time. Rob's chest tightened. I didn't mean to abandon you, he said softly. I was just broken for a while. I didn't really know how to handle it. She leaned into him then, resting her head on his shoulder. I missed you, she whispered. He hesitated for only a second before wrapping an arm around her. I missed you too. They sat like that for a long time. Maybe we can fix that, he said eventually. Start hanging out again. She pulled back, her face lighting up in a way he hadn't seen in years. Really? Yeah, really. She smiled. Then he added, You should probably call your sister. Let her know you're safe. Chloe sighed but nodded. Yeah, I should. She stepped into the guest room to make the call. By the time she came back, Rob had fallen asleep on the couch. She stood there for a moment, just looking at him. Something warm filled her chest. Carefully, she grabbed a blanket and draped it over him. Then she leaned down and kissed his forehead. I missed you more, she whispered. The next morning felt easy. They made breakfast together, laughing over burnt toast and bad coffee. It was like no time had passed. Afterward, Rob drove her to her parents' house. The moment they pulled into the driveway, the front door flew open. Rob! Her mother shouted, rushing toward him and wrapping him in a tight hug. Oh, it's so good to see you. He laughed, surprised. Good to see you too. They had always treated him like family. We were wondering where Chloe was, her mom said, pulling back. But if she was with you, I'm not worried. Rob glanced at Chloe, who gave him a small, grateful smile. We just ran into each other, he said. Caught up a bit. Well, I'm glad you did, her mother said warmly. After that, Rob and Chloe started seeing each other several times a week. Dinner, walks, late-night conversations. It started as friendship, but it didn't stay there for long. One evening, as they walked through the park, Chloe reached for his hand. I've always had feelings for you, she said, meeting his eyes. His face turned red instantly. She laughed. Oh, come on, you had to know. I think I did, he admitted. Well, she asked, smiling. Do you like me too? He took a breath. I do, he said. More than I realized. She didn't hesitate. She leaned in and kissed him. And this time, he didn't laugh it off. When Emily found out, she didn't know how to react. At first, it stung. There was a flicker of jealousy she couldn't ignore. But deep down, she knew something else too. She had been the one who let him go, and Chloe had always loved him. Eventually, she called them both. I want you to be happy, she said. And she meant it. Months later, Rob stood in his kitchen, watching Chloe dance barefoot across the floor while cooking dinner. She caught him staring. What? She asked, grinning. He shook his head, smiling. Nothing. Just glad I answered that call. She walked over, wrapping her arms around him. Me too, she said. And for the first time in a long time, everything felt exactly where it was supposed to be. Subscribe to the channel for more audio stories.